with the arrival of these helicopters and the military planes, and of course the arrival of the president as well. Because from here, this is when things do start getting potentially more difficult. There is a lot of thorny things on the agenda, whether it is trade, and of course the international situation as well, the war in Gaza, and the war in Ukraine that already the king has tried to leverage with President Trump asking him to use his influence in the region. In a soft way, of course. It's the king. It's not going to be direct, but it was still there. And of course, hanging over as well, the fact that this is a state visit without the US ambassador after Lord Mandelson was sacked, slightly awkwardly, for his relationship with a man also known by President Trump. So there is an awful lot of things that could take this trip off agenda, particularly, of course, in the press conference that we're going to be hearing from later today. But right now here in Chequers, they are still in the organisational, or shall I say, rather than the transactional part of the visit. The planes are on the ground, the rotorblades slowly starting to slow down. You've got an awful lot of men in suits walking into this historic building here, the 16th century country residence of the Prime Minister. And everyone here, from the media, to the politicians, to the security services and the armed forces, all are waiting for the arrival of one man, Donald Trump. Arguably the most influential man right now in the world, and I have to say there is an awful lot of things on the agenda. The chances for a country like the United Kingdom to use its leverage on the President of the United States are small, but this is one of them, and they have gone all out so far to try and get the President in the best possible frame of mind for his meeting. You can see now the cars very, very slowly making their way up the drive to Chequers. And you can see there on the plane, the doors opening, people getting off. We, like you, are poised to see him. We're waiting. And all the people as well. Just to run through what we're expecting from today, of course, the arrival imminently of the President. He's going to have an official greeting at the front door of Chequers. There's already a whole load of dignitaries and members of the media awaiting that moment as well. He'll have a guard of honour at the front door as well from RAF Halton. And we're expecting some bagpipes, so practising a little bit earlier as well, perhaps a nod to the President's Scottish heritage there. So what we're effectively seeing is a continuation of the red carpet, right, that we saw at Windsor and that will continue here at Chequers. And there is the man himself, Donald Trump. He is walking down the steps. A little wave to the cameras. And it is really a short hop from that plane to the doors of Chequers, but he is going to get in the car. We know, of course, how tight security is for the President. He's sitting there. And in a few moments, he's going to be here. I've got Mark Stone with me, I've got Beth Rigby with me. Mark, you must have seen some of this before, but it is quite something, isn't it? The kind of full entourage of the President.
Such an extraordinary sight. Some might say an awesome sight. Some might say a bit bonkers that they ship all these vehicles over. These are the sort of vehicles we see zooming down Massachusetts Avenue in Washington the whole time, down Pennsylvania Avenue. And here they are in the Buckinghamshire countryside, all of them shipped over. He's got out of Marine One, his helicopter. Behind that, a decoy helicopter. Both of them brought over in transport planes for this event, and he's walked about 20 paces into a Suburban that will bring him round about 100 metres to where we are and into the building. You know, that's it. That's how the president moves. Not just this one, all of them.
The security is astonishing. I mean, as Saif was saying, it's like we're at a festival, a political festival, because there's a massive ring of steel around Chequers, and it's just extraordinary, the noise, isn't it, as the defence helicopters come in, then both his helicopters come in, and then a huge entourage.
And the cars are moving now, very, very slowly, like kind of inching just round the corner.
It really is a display of power, isn't it?
That's true, actually. It's a very good point. It's all very macho. And of course, it's just a short hop into Chequers. Well, look, the Prime Minister has so much resting on as well.
Yeah, they're going to drive straight past us, aren't they? Here we go.
There we go. That's the car. And you can see, of course, Mark.
There's a wave.
Donald Trump, a little wave there to the media. And man, he's always got an eye on the TV, right? He's a very visual president, right? I think it's fair to say.
He hates us and he loves us.
I think that's a good description. And there are the bagpipes. Hopefully you can hear them.
The Scottish nod.
Again, all of these details, every single detail would have been worked out. How can we please the president? How can we get the president in the best possible frame of mind?
And this, incidentally, sorry, Sophie, this is Susie Wiles, I should say, who is his chief of staff, just getting out of that car at the back there. I'm not sure if we caught that on camera. She's just got out of the car that has stopped it in the gateway. Such a key figure in the Trump administration. The first woman to ever have held the key role of Chief of Staff to the President of the United States. And she has been absolutely influential throughout in moulding his presidency, moulding his agenda, a Floridian with him for many, many years, and with him now for this key moment.
Yeah, this is it, isn't it? As you say, it's not only the kind of vehicles that have been shipped over to make sure everything runs as smoothly as possible, it's the people as well.
People. Yeah, I mean, who was sitting next to the king on the other side of the king? Marco Rubio, Secretary of State. Little Marco, as Trump used to call him when they loathed each other. Now they're very much aligned, and Rubio is moulding Trump's foreign policy. And sitting next to the Queen on the other side of the table, Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, who clearly, given what will be discussed today, given the politics of all of this, you know, a really, really key
You see,
figure.
this is the thing, isn't it? Because we're going to focus, obviously, on the relationship between the Prime Minister and the President, and you can see them both there walking into Chequers along with Keir Starmer's wife. And they do seem like they've got a very genuinely quite friendly relationship, which I'm going to hold my hands up. I didn't necessarily anticipate, but that's a relationship that Keir Starmer has really worked on. But on the sidelines, as you were saying, Mark, all of these bilateral relationships are so important, whether it's on the Treasury side, whether it is, you know, Yvette Cooper trying to get in with people. It's the whole of the teams and the whole of the operations trying to unlock things, trying to get their side of whatever transaction it is they're trying to get through.
Yeah, a lot of shape-shifting going on, I think. You know, whether it would be with Keir Starmer, you know, so far politically from Donald Trump, whether it be Yvette Cooper, I mean, she and Marco Rubio, I don't really see that relationship massively, but they've got to make it work.
Yeah.
And if Starmer's certainly led by example, he has made it work.
Yeah.
And Trump has said on so many occasions, I remember, I think it was in when they signed the trade agreement to the extent that it was that. You know, Trump was effusive in his praise for Keir Starmer. We're not very aligned politically, so I'm not sure about his politics, but as a guy, I really like him. I mean, that's
Yeah.
great. They were cock-a-hoop in Downing Street when he said that. So more of that today, I think, is what the British government is going to want.
It's interesting as well because look, we know how much Number 10 prepare for these visits. We know the Oval Office trip that Keir Starmer did, you know, they kind of role-played, they watched back videos of other leaders and the kind of time that they had with Donald Trump, you know, that they kind of mapped these things out very carefully. And as you say, Mark, it's not necessarily a relationship that was a natural one, a natural fit. You can imagine Boris Johnson, for example, just kind of walks in with no prep at all.
Yeah.
But what I think Keir Starmer's team have done is that they've gamed this, and they've realised and really thought about how to make this relationship work, which is all about flattery, right, with Donald Trump.
And that's what yesterday was for. It was to flatter, to fawn maybe. It was the moment to show Britain off to a guy who they know loves Britain, loves everything about it. And the pictures certainly seem to suggest that it all went very well. You can see the airmen, the aviators of the RAF regiment just marching now out of Chequers. They're based at the RAF base just down the road from here. So a big moment for them as well. You know, there are so many people involved in all of this. So many soldiers, sailors, airmen yesterday and again today. All of them have their little part to play in what is for Britain a kind of really, really important diplomatic moment.
And this is the thing, isn't it? I mean, you can hear the helicopter noise as well. I hope you can hear us all right. It's getting loud again here. So much effort that's gone into it, whether it is the security, flying the cars over, whether it is getting the pomp and ceremony yesterday, gaming out the relationship, working on the King's speech. But today, this is the test, because to try and make sure that all of our efforts, all the money, all of everything else was worth it, Keir Starmer needs to come back with something, because these things are transactional. Yes, the relationships are important, but look, this isn't just, you know, a wedding or whatever, or a social event. This is business. And so this is why, very shortly today, in the headlines and in the days that follow, we'll find out if Downing Street has got what they wanted from it.